Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May peace and blessings of Allah be on you. Welcome to the Craft Corner. On this program, we bring you great ideas which with time, passion, and of course, practice, you can turn them into great business ideas. Today, on this show, we are going to make decorated pillows. Yes, we have a lot of pillows around the home, but then are they the way you would like them to be? Probably for comfort, it's okay. But beautifying your halls or your rooms, your couch, probably you would like to try this one around. So on this project today, we'll be using small pillows, precisely for chairs and couch, okay? We'll be using glue gun and sticks. We'll be using ribbons. We'll be using these stones, okay, on the fabric. We'll be using embellishments, thread and needle, and of course, your tape measure. And yes, almighty scissors. We should get started. I am making a pillow for my couch, and I would like to use this. Actually, I really don't know the name for this, but I think you can find these in shops where they sell fabrics and items for sewing. You can easily get them there. It can be of any color. I decided to use gold just to contrast the color of my pillow. Now, I will use my tape measure. And first of all, measure one end of the pillow to the other, where you want your embellishment to be or where you want it decorated. So mine, I want it here, and it's about 13 inches. So you go ahead and you grab the item here, then you put it here and measure 13 inches. I would like to add about a quarter. Now, you can use the glue gun and the sticks, or you can use fabric glue. If you use fabric glue, it means that you have a period of time for you to use that pillow. Let's say if I use it if I use it on my pillow right now, the only time I can use it in my chair or my couch will be after 48 hours, okay? But I want it very fast and quick, so I'm using the hot glue gun. Now, this is how I want it, this way. So I'll start gluing from here. Now, it will be more secured if you use your thread and needle, okay? First, to make few tacks right here, where it is, the beginning of it. Be very careful with your fingers. So you tack, always making sure that whatever you're using on it is always straight. It's just to secure before using your glue. Beginning, you might find it a bit difficult, but with time, definitely you'll get it going in a few minutes. Now, it's secured. I would like to glue it. As I always say, if you are using hot glue gun, you have to work in an airy place. So you can opt to tack along all the edges here and here, but then for me, I'll just do it at the two ends and I'll be fine. You have to be generous with the glue. Then you use your hand on it. Be generous with the glue. Now, you can use, in place of this, you can use ribbon, be it satin ribbon, cotton ribbon, all work out perfectly. Now, there are pillowcases that comes with zip or sort of opening that you can easily remove and wash them. You want to be careful with that because if you make such decoration on your pillow and you remove it often to wash it, I think it can come off. So in that case, the design and the items that you use in decorating will change. It is very hot. You have to be very careful. Now we are almost done. Okay. I have glued it almost to the tip of it. I left about half an inch, which I would like to tack or sew onto the other side of it. You want to wait for the glue to dry for a minute or two before you can tack. If not, it will just get glue on your fingers and you have a bit of problem. It will make your job or your project messy. Very careful with the fingers. Okay. Okay. So at the end here, you just have to find a very nice way of hiding the thread here. Okay. Remove the rest of the dry glue around. And very easy, you are done. So let's get on to the other project. We are using the same pillow. You always clean your workplace. But this time we're using ribbon. Mine, I'm making rosette or small flowers. Mine is of 10 inches. So you cut your ribbon, you thread your needle. Now, from one end, you tack. One secret making rosette is if you tack from half an inch to an inch, you get a very sort of, you see a lot of folds in it with wide spaces. But then if you make it probably 1/8 or half an inch, you'll see that your rosette will become very nice. So it all depends on how you want it. You decide. I am using 5 flowers on this particular one. So you tack carefully, almost at the end, the edge of the ribbon. So you pull all together. You finish it nicely. So we are good to go. Now, there are so many flowers on the market already made, which you can, oh, unfortunately, it came off. But we have some already made here, so we can go ahead. Now, as I said earlier, you can use a fabric glue or the glue gun. I prefer the glue gun because it's very fast for me. Now, we'll be using these and some embellishments here. I am using buttons for shirts. Yes, I am using 4 different buttons. So I'll go ahead. I want them to be in the center like this. Just like this. So I can, with my glue gun, you have to be very generous with the glue. Very hot, you have to be careful with your fingers. Now, I made these with a cotton fabric. So you just cut according to the size of the flower that you want. Then you tack, you pull all together, and you are good to go. This I made with ribbon. I am using yellow button on it. And the last one, you might have any of your local fabrics around. You can use satin, you can use velvet, you can use any fabric at all you have around home. It's a matter of knowing the size that you want. You cut according to the size that you want. You cut it, you tack with your thread and needle, you pull together, and you have already made a flower. You can use buttons, pearls, you can use even broken earrings in the middle, and you are very good to go. Now, I have decided to glue mine just from one corner to the other. So just on the top corner, like this. So I'll start gluing it. But before, you arrange it on the pillow just the way you want it to look before you start. So this is how I want mine to look at the end of it. Be generous with the glue, but very careful with your fingers. You hold it down for a few seconds, and it's okay. Hold it down for a few seconds. Then we'll move to the other one. Always keeping them in the right place before you glue. Now with the last one. You hold it down for a few seconds, if not a minute. Then you are good to go. This is my pillow, and this is how I want to decorate it. Now, if you already have pillows around the home and you want to change the cases time to time, you can have a neutral color as the case, and you can make these roses and change them time to time. How can you do that? You make these flowers. After that, you use Velcro, just a bit at the back of it, and also one on the pillowcase. So you can change the flowers anytime you want. Now, putting all these together cost me, I think, about $2. Yes, about 15 cedis for the pillowcases, and these, I can say 5 cedis or 4 cedis for it. Now, you've used electricity, you've used other items that put together made this beautiful pillowcase. So at the end of it all, you can sell it for 30 cedis or roughly $7. Now, having ribbon or fabrics, you can use any of them to make these. Now with these two pillowcases, you can have this, depending on the color that you use, and again have this on any side of it that you want. Now, as time goes on with practice, you become very perfect on this. Now, you can talk to people about your new project that you have started making. And one important thing that you have to take notice is, when making these pillowcases for your customers or your client, you need specifications, you need details. Ask the person if there are kids around the home. If there are kids around the home, ask the person to give you specific details of what the person wants. You might want to use beautiful, small stones, gems on it, and there might be kids around the home which would like to play with these, and anything at all can happen. So please, if you are making this, you make sure you have glued all these very well, very well, so that it will be difficult for a kid to pull it and play with it. Okay? Another very important thing is, with the pillowcase that has opening, zip, and all that, you can make them, remove, and wash or do any other thing and pull it back again. But it means that before you can glue or sew this on the pillowcase, you take it off from the cushion in it. Because if the cushion is inside and you sew, you might sew on the cushion. Therefore, you can remove it to wash or any other thing. So before you can do that, you remove the cushion out of it, you sew then you put it back. One will say that, how can I sell these beautiful pillows that I have made? It is easy. Start talking to family friends. Start talking to your own family members and some friends at workplaces, at school, in your neighborhood. Show them some of the projects that you have made. Definitely, they will be interested. Okay? Now, you can change all these, as I said, based on specification from customers and clients. You can just do anything at all. Okay? As you can see, I use buttons. You can use stones in place of the buttons. You can use pearls in place of the buttons. Or you can use two different fabrics. Okay? You use one to make the flower, and you can use the other one to contrast the color in the middle of it by gathering it, turn it into a ball, then you just fix it in the middle. Just make sure that the glue is very strong so that it can put all together. Now, with all these projects that you can make, of course, with practice, with passion, you can easily make them. Now, you might be wondering how to make these flowers if you missed it from the beginning. Depending on the size of the ribbon that you want, the flower that you want, you measure it on your ribbon. I'm using satin ribbon, and I have measured 10 inches. Now, the width of my ribbon is 1 inch. So you can use 2 inches or 3 inches. With the thread and needle, you tack right at the tip of the edge. I am tacking between 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch. Okay, so you pull all together and you finish up. You are good to go. Another thing, from one end of the flower that I have made is 2 inches, simply because I use 1 inch ribbon, okay? So if you are using 2 inch ribbon, you have to know that at the end of the day, the diameter will be 4 inches. Now, I am using half pearl at the middle or on top of it. You grab the pillow and be creative with the designing. Everywhere you want to have your flower, you just put a lot of glue, be it fabric glue or the hot glue. You press it down for a few seconds and you are good to go. Okay, so actually it doesn't really take much for you to start such a project. With a rough idea about $20, $25, you can start this as a business. Until then, make that great impact on someone's life. May Allah's blessings be on you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.